The other night, I rewatched Concussion starring Will Smith, and I thought this was a great movie. I don't understand why so many critics didn't like it, why Will Smith didn't get nominated for an Academy Award, and why it bombed at the box office. I mean, I guess I understand why, I just don't agree with the reasons. It only made about $50 million in the box office on a $35 million budget, but I think Concussion is very entertaining, and it makes me rethink how much headbanging I do at metal concerts. Concussion stars Will Smith as Dr. Bennett Omalu, a forensic pathologist who emigrated from Nigeria to the United States. When Mike Webster, an NFL Hall of Famer, ends up losing his mind and dying, Dr. Omalu conducts his autopsy and discovers that Webster was suffering from a brain disease called CTE, which is caused by repeated head trauma. He determines that many NFL players may be suffering from the same disease, and Dr. Omalu decides to publish the results of his studies, and the NFL tries to shut him down to protect its bottom line. It's tragic watching these NFL giants who overcome so much to be the best of the best of the best, sir, lose control and act violently towards their family, lose their memories, lose their ability to make coherent sentences, and are even reduced to begging their doctors to make the voices in their heads go away. There's one scene in particular that was really moving, where one former NFL player meets up with an NFL board member on the street, and he says something like, "You need to help me, man. I'm hearing voices. I can't think straight." And then the NFL board member pushes him and says, "Get a hold of yourself, man. You used to be a warrior." And it was sad to see this very masculine man who was crying and begging for help, being told to just be a man and suck it up. Will Smith was infamously robbed of an Academy Award nomination, if you think award nominations mean anything. I mean, Matt Damon in The Martian being nominated for Best Actor? Come on, man. Will Smith is a great character actor. If you haven't seen Ali, you need to see it. If you haven't seen King Richard, I highly recommend it. Smith is the best part of Concussion, and he is so good at subtle portrayals of different people. He has the accent down, he has the mannerisms down, he's got the fake crying down, it's all really good. I admit that Concussion has some problems, the biggest one being the, what's the right word, bombastic dialogue? Hyperbolic dialogue? It's somewhat annoying how the movie needs to remind us over and over again how big and powerful the NFL is. There's a lot of dialogue in this movie that doesn't reflect how normal people talk. Dr. Omalu is about to publish his paper and his supervisor says something like, "Are you ready to go against the NFL? They're the most powerful corporation on the planet. They employ hundreds of thousands of workers and are a $200 billion business. They own their own day of the week, for Pete's sake." And it's like, no one talks like that. Did you memorize the NFL budget and employment statistics just in case you needed to bust those out at a moment's notice? They could have had dialogue like that once or twice so they have a dramatic line to put in the trailers, but it happens way too often here. Other than that, I really like it. If you haven't seen Concussion, whether you like American football or not, you will be impressed with Will Smith's performance and you will be entertained by the fascinating story.